design for keeping secrets in my head, or any space you can find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Yes, we do it. We do it. Yes, we do it on a late Tuesday night, maybe early Wednesday morning when we get through with this, by golly. This is Butch On Sports. I'm simply Butch, and as always, thanks for tuning in, boys and girls. Yes, this is a late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, and we're going to give you some sports news that you can't get enough of. I definitely will do that. We're going to talk about the Pistons and some other teams as well. Let's not threaten them with the delays here. Let's get right at it here. The Detroit Red Wings played tonight at the Little Caesars Arena. Hometown crowd. Nice full place tonight here. Playing the Anaheim Ducks, a very formidable team. Red Wings pull out a win, 2-1 tonight. Jimmy Howard was spectacular in net. And also, and this is the big portion here, the Red Wings played some defense. Yes, I knew you like to hear that. The Red Wings played some doggone good defense there tonight in their game. Larkins and also Nielsen scored for the Red Wings. But those particular individuals and some more, cast of thousands, or maybe cast of 25 of them, or maybe more or less here, stopped pucks. Gave Jimmy Howard the support that he needed in the net, and the equals to a win. Needed 2 points, 23-23 and 9 Red Wings record as of this point. They will travel, I do believe, to Nashville to take on the Predators their next game. They got to take win, and I do believe I overheard tonight it is father and son's night for the Red Wings. Fathers will get to travel with their sons to Nashville to watch this particular game and watch it very well here. So hopefully that'll rub off on the Red Wings and give them some needed incentive to get a victory in Nashville. Again, every victory now is important for the Red Wings. They are well behind the race for a final playoff spot. Even if the wild card race was equaled out today, they would not be in the playoffs. So they got to start catching some people. They got to start building themselves up. They have to start playing a more consistent defense around their goaltenders there. And they got to have a goaltender who's going to be pretty hot. Again, the Red Wings team is not bad as far as personnel is concerned. They're lacking skills that is going to give them wins, and one of them is the protecting of their goaltender in front of the net via defense there, either taking care of the forwards or taking those shots, initial shots that the goaltender stop, and getting those pucks out the way where those rebounds and whatnot do not occur. There was a situation tonight where one of the Anaheim Ducks, I forget his name, of course, there, pound one right off the post, and he was clear as the light of day here, boy golly, but he hit the post. A fault not on the goaltender per se there, but a fault on him because he had nothing but clear sailing ahead and still bounced it off the post. They need that kind of luck there, but again, you can't count on it Red Wings again have to start clearing men away from their goaltender in order to get some consistency moving around in that doggone in the game, and also start shooting the puck a lot more. Okay, not playing around with the puck, not dancing around the blue line or whatever, and playing the Harlem Globetrotters theme in order to get some leverage there. So a good win for the Red Wings tonight. Michigan State also showed up in Minnesota. They beat up on Minnesota. So pitiful, it's ridiculous there. First 6 shots the Spartans took were 3-pointers. They were 6 for 6 with that account there. I haven't seen a barrage like that in quite some time, but the Michigan Staters, again, reeling off of just being only number 2 in the country after beating up on Purdue, and should be number 1 after the particular teams who are in front of them all lost this weekend. Again, I don't understand the standings of why people do the things that they do, but definitely Michigan State deserves to be number 1. They're not. They're number 2. But again, they kind of show that they do belong. The Spartans beat up on the Minnesota Golden Gophers tonight in Minnesota. Good news to hear on that particular there. The Detroit Tigers are officially now in camp. At least the pitchers and the catchers there. They start going about it their little way today with some throwing and some catching and some exercising and getting familiar with the new coaching staff. Ron Gardenhire, again, the new manager of the Detroit Tigers, going after some things that they normally would not receive because they normally put up in a situation of the star type of power lineup. No Justin Verlander this year. No other pitchers this year. Just some pretty hardy veterans, and there are little of those, but there's a lot of kids out there on that particular roster of the Detroit Tigers who want to make the team and show that they do belong. So tomorrow, which is Wednesday, they will have a roundhouse meeting with Ron Gardenhire. Again, he talked today a little bit. He's going to really elaborate on things tomorrow, as I understand, on what the Tigers' goals are this year in order to be somewhat competitive. The major goal that Ron Gardenhire have to preach to them, this is a kid's game. Have fun. This is a kid's game. And you do it that way, you'll be competitive every time you go out. You'll do some things that you didn't think you could ever do. And also, you will be able to progress in many people who feel that you're going to be the bottom feeders this year here. That's the Olympics are going on, and I tell you, it's going to be pretty spooky. Pretty spooky indeed there. Shaun White wins the U.S. 100 gold medal this year as he wins in the half pint. Boy, he really get up in the sky. I mean, he seemed like he was like 5-6 stories up in the air after he jetted off that little snowboard he had there. But again, Shaun White was very defeated today. Biney was skating today in the shorts. I took a look at this afternoon while I was working today, and she did not do too well. She placed 4th in her field in the quarterfinals. That means she's out right now. She'll get another chance to skate in another pool of skaters. I do believe in the 1,000 there. She'll be skating there. We'll see how good that she will be coming or competitive in that. She did not look that good today as I watched that particular match that she had with several other competitors around the world there. She didn't look good at all, but we'll root for Biney down the road. But Sheffer, okay, of the Olympics, they're still waiting. The women's slalom has been postponed so many doggone times. You can make pig and slop burgers there and, be waiting for dessert. But again, the wind is a factor. They're not getting right today, and we'll wait. Well, they're supposed to get it together tomorrow. If it's early or afternoon, we haven't got word on that yet. But again, we'll wait for that particular match. Schiffer and the United States, one of the favorites in that particular there. Of course, favorites don't mean nothing when you got to get out there and compete against others. Michael Phelps, congratulations to him. He has a second son. Boy, oh boy, a second son. That's what I said here. As he's a daddy, this is his second kid. Congratulations to him. Speaking of Olympics and all this other good stuff there. Finally here, we're going to kind of, as our main event for the night here, talk about a team that basically is near and dear to everybody's heart because all this weekend, I got to be able to get around and talk to some individuals about the Detroit Pistons and what they think. And one of the big things is why the place is not sold out. Why is so many empty seats in the lower bowl? Why isn't it that the Pistons are not doing a whole heck of a lot? And convincing there as they got off to a very good start this year, only for that to go down the tube. They have lost 3 in a row. They have looked just plain awful. And I mean plain awful. Last Friday night they played against the Clippers, okay? And they lost by means the bench, the Clippers bench that is, scoring over 50 points to 20 points for the Detroit Pistons there. And Van Gundy said at that point in time, with a home crowd there, defense was bad. Now Sunday they was in Atlanta. Pistons had a good first half of the game, not trailing a whole heck of a lot there, mostly leading, but the second half was a different situation as Atlanta started running on the Pistons. Defense was non-existent, and voila, they lose. They lose to the Atlanta Hawks there, and that is a bottom feeder team here. And those are the games that you expect for the Pistons to win, and they didn't get it done at all there. And then Monday night, they came back home and played against the Pelicans of New Orleans. And Anthony Davis in town, of course. A great performance by him, okay, over Blake Griffin, who did a par se job. I'll get to him in a moment. But just wasn't good enough as the Pelicans led often in that particular game. They lose that particular match, and now we're at the point where now we're saying, what's up? Well, we know what's up, and I've been preaching it all year long. Again, defense is a major crime for the Pistons this year. They don't show any. At times they will mix and match and play good defense, and when they do, you find out that they win. Everyone gets involved in it. Item number 2, your bench play has to be premium when you go out there and play against these particular teams. And to the defense of the defense, there is no what you call a set lineup that comes in after the first period or the first quarter, I should say, to order to still on off where you got maybe 5 or 4 people coming in at a time who plays together in practices and all, able to know each other and get out there and show at least a yeoman's effort, at least on defense if their offense ain't up to par. And I don't know what to say about that particular. However, Jameer Nelson, the new Piston on the block, he scored 12 points on Monday. He was 5 for 12, 1 for 6 and 3-pointers, 1 for 3 throws, 5 assists, 1 rebound, 1 steal, and 20 minutes of play. It looks like he's trying to Barker for that starting position, being that Ish Smith right now is not playing up to par as he has in the near past. Ish Smith, when he has it all together, his speed is his main objective, offensively as well as defensively. It seems like now Ish Smith is just in a funk. And I'm trying to be very nice of it, but he's just non-existent when it comes down to playing defense at all. Most of the time standing around, and that goes for the rest of the Detroit Pistons as well. Blake Griffin, who's been scoring a considerable amount of points for their team in most of the games, leading and scoring, he's only shooting 41.1% from the field. He's getting main shots per se in the lateral parts of the game as they are feeding Griffin the ball. He is having the guts to go out there and kind of make a do for everything. But again, if you don't get help, you ain't gonna go anywhere. And again, the bench has to do a better job of coming in there supplying some energy for the team when you're spelling off people like Andre Drummond and the rest of the staff who are starting in the particular game. Bullock is so-so there. Stanley Johnson is right now the better player on defense for the Detroit Pistons. It's hard for me to say it, but yes, it is true. He is playing a better brand of defense than anybody else. But what can you say? Everybody's in the minuses. Stanley Johnson, the last 8 games, is in the plus category. That means less players are scoring when he's on the floor, and he's getting more points than he's giving up. The rest of everybody, that's including Blake Griffin, that's including Andre Drummond, are in the minuses the last 3 games, definitely for sure. So that just don't look good. That don't look good at all. When your majority of your team, and you at least play maybe 12, in this case the Pistons might play 10, and you got 9 of your players in the minus there, that means you're not doing anything, ain't playing any defense at all. Here's a team leadership category points there that you can get your whiff of. Blake Griffin is leading in points per game with 22.4. Rebounds per game, Andre Drummond, 15.6. Assists per game, Blake Griffin again, 5.5. Field goal percentage, Andre Drummond, 54% there. Free throws, Blake Griffin, 79.5. Three-pointers, Reggie Bullock with 45.8. But he has to be a lot more consistent in giving him the ball. And also not being scared at the big moments to shoot the ball as he's been passing it off. Blocks, Andre Drummond has 82 of them. Steals, Andre Drummond has 87. Minutes per game, Blake Griffin is leading with that with 34.4. I was playing no defense, just don't get it done, boys and girls. And I tell you right now, Pistons got to do some work. And I hate to say it, from where I sit at a standpoint is, but again, in this particular way of how they do business, and God bless Stan Van Gundy when he comes out on the post game and try to be as honest as he possibly can be about his team. But talking about it and doing something about it are 2 different things. And right now, they're not listening to him. If they were, the Pistons have the athletes to get out there and persevere a lot of these damn problems that they have. But they haven't done it. But again, the biggest whiff that many people are talking about is the attendance. And, people are not going to spend their mega bucks. And this is a blue-collar town, as you know. And looking at a team that's not performing the way they should. And the Pistons are not performing the way they should. They can do better. And hopefully they will do better in many, many aspects of the game. But the defense has to improve. If they don't play defense, they might as well cough it up here. They might as well cough it up indeed. And it's going to be very bad for them when it comes down the road piece, when it comes down to playoff time. The Pistons, with the personnel they have right now, should be making the playoffs. Now, if the management and staff and coaching staff get them to play a better brand of basketball, hopefully they'll get on a nice little hot streak again and show some people that they belong. But if they don't straighten out this problem quick in a hurry, The Pistons are going to be bottom feeders again. You're going to see that place gutted to a no, not one. Most of the people who come in to see the Pistons, they're sitting in the upper bowls. Why? Because it's cheaper. But the lower bowls there, I saw all kind of Art Van, and this was the other night on Monday, Art Van seat covers in the seat. And then we're talking about 22,000 of these seat covers in the seats. And then many people are quite sure at the end of the game was getting extras and whatnot because there was nobody sitting in those particular seats at all. As you know, Art Van, he passed away yesterday. A huge contributor in the city of Detroit, metropolitan area, and other areas around in the Midwest. With a furniture store that started off in the late 50s, grew and grew and grew and grew. But again, this is a man who was responsible for the Thanksgiving Day parade in the 90s to be saved in Detroit. Instead of not being a part of the Thanksgiving experience as it has in the years past, he saved that. He's been a huge contributor to that and other things at hospitals, other needy particulars such as Captain Kitchen and all kind of food pantries and whatever it may be. He has been a humongous contributor in sports and other fields of life for the city of Detroit. He will be very well missed. But again, if you needed Art Van seat covers that were free in the seats over the seats, I'm betting you 10 to 1 to a dozen of donuts. When as they were leaving that building, they got 10 or 15 of them to give their friends and to cover every seat they have in their house. That's how bad it is. The parking, $40, $35. Maybe a little farther down the road a piece, you can get one for maybe $20. And a lot more farther down the road, you can maybe find a parking spot for $10, but you're going to need a ride, or you're going to have some great wind in this cold conditions there to walk several blocks to get to the arena. Then you get on in the doggone place to buy an $8 beer and maybe get 2 slices of pizza for $5. That don't rub home too much. I talked to one lady here who took her kids down there faithfully. Easily, she spent easy $250. And we're talking about just eating, buying tickets, paying for parking. We ain't talking about no actual residuals such as maybe a souvenir or something that you can buy for the kids and whatever it may be. Hopefully, the Pistons only throw T-shirts up in the stands and whatnot, and she wasn't even lucky to get one of them. So it's very, very, not enchanting, I should say, but very disgusting that when the Pistons don't win, that the people spend all this doggone money to get in there and have a decent place to watch the kids. They got to sit in the highest point because the tickets are cheaper in the highest point, and won't sit down in the lowest point because they're not winning or the tickets are just too high. So the Pistons management is going to have to do something quick, fast, in a hurry. They invested their money in a new player, which is Blake Griffin, several millions of mega bucks there. Some of those mega bucks you're going to spend in the city of Detroit and beyond to allow some people to come in that arena for free, buy their ticket. Maybe they'll buy some amenities because they're sure a heck of a lot will save some money and not buying a ticket, but be able to support some families, see the product, and maybe those seats will fill on up to a point where the Pistons will feel comfortable in doing some playing there. But that should not be their excuse on why they don't go out there and perform. They get their check every 2 weeks. And I mean, it's 4 times, maybe 5 times, maybe 10 times the amount that someone gets at Ford Motor Company or maybe you and I. So it's not about the money. It's about the product itself. Stan Van Gundy is going to make a decision there. If he can't reach this team in a matter of time, maybe he can hire his brother. Maybe he can get one of the assistant coaches to step on in and do the coaching a lot more and have a lot more input. Maybe they'll listen to someone else who don't give a doggone if they like him or not, but will point them out on what they do wrong and have enough influence to make them to do it right. I'm just going to tell you, that's the way things are going to have to be if the Pistons are going to get any better than what they have been in these last 3 games. I am done, boys and girls, with this edition of Butch On Sports. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed giving it to you. Again, you can listen to me on Facebook. Yes, you can. You can listen to me on Facebook. Butch On Sports is the Facebook page. And sometimes on Butch Davis, too, if you get a flip-flop of a couple of pages I have there, because I put them on both sections there. Podomatic.com. Type in SIMPLYBUTCH. TOO.podomatic.com will get you to that page, and also listen to the goodies. The game, ScottNason.com. News spot that they supply our beautiful podcast, and I thank them a whole heck of a lot there. And also other podcasters who are connected with that particular show, which I am. I will mention Dave McKay. I will mention Scott Nason and E.J. Russell as well. And a host of thousands. So listen to the game as well, boys and girls. You'll get a nice little whiff of fresh air. Other than that, here, boys and girls, you can also get me on iTunes as well. Give me a like on Facebook if you can. You can spare the time. Again, I am done. Tomorrow's another day, or maybe today, because we got one more minute before it's Wednesday there. So I'll say good morning to you, or good night to most of you. Check out the podcasts either tonight, in the late night, the insomnia hours, or yes, indeed, check me out in the morning there. We'll be back. Butch On Sports is a presentation of all my darling productions. Enjoy me. I enjoy you.